Hello and welcome back to part 2 of my tutorial on how to build a college writing portfolio using Google Sites. So by now you've clicked create and you have the choice of clicking either a blank template and launching right into it, in which case go for it, play around with it, or I actually have one programmed as well that is specific for my composition classes, but you do need to type it in exactly correctly. So it's capital C college underscore capital W writing underscore capital P portfolio. And I should be the only result that pops up if you spell it correctly. If you don't see it, that means that you probably didn't type it in correctly. This is a public template, so public is what you want to click on when you're searching for this. So you can see here the basic format. If you want to take a look at what I'm asking for, you can click preview. This doesn't mean you have to use this. If you want to, you can go ahead and click this now and then start right away. But if you're not sure, you want to experiment with some other templates or with building your own site first, go for it. This is a very open assignment. You've got till the end of the semester to play around with things and get it the way you like it. So you'll see here that I'm asking for you to insert a professional photo of yourself that would be acceptable for the following audiences to see: teachers, scholarship review boards, future employers, grant boards, publication venues, all the places where you might possibly end up sending something like a writing portfolio web URL for them to review for some particular purpose. So you want to think about a picture that's going to put a face to your name, but that's also going to be appropriate and professional for the people who you're going to be sending it to. So these are not Facebook show off my bathing suit kind of pictures. Stay away from those. Really try and stick with something that looks like you're about to be hired or honored for a scholarship or something like that. You know, live up to the image. Then I've got a couple things that you can include in terms of some information that you can provide about yourself, and you only provide as much information as you feel comfortable providing, but I've given you some prompts and ideas here. And then you want, of course, some kind of listing of the writing courses you've completed. So right now, that's English 100, but as you go on through college, you will take many other writing courses, hopefully, and you'll want to keep track of your writing across your college career. So this is a good way to do that. So you don't have to carry around paper portfolios for the next 4 years, nice and lightweight, easy for you to access, and stored completely on an online server so it doesn't take up any of your computer's memory. So if you come into the page, you should have some kind of listing of the different assignments. You'll see here for English 100, these are our assignments here. You have the diagnostic essay, the classical Aristotelian research essay, the Rogerian essay, and this one we haven't started working on. That'll be an end of semester one, but it'll be a reflective letter to your high school teacher and also any current projects you might be working on. Okay, so let's take an example of some of the information I'm looking for you to include. Time frames, titles, number of page numbers, total drafts reviewed. This is why I ask you to keep track of that when you're doing your file naming. And also, most important lesson learned about my writing so that you can do some meta-reflection to think about your own learning. Okay, and then for current projects, I've listed here that you can include many things if you've written for the university's paper, the Honolulu Weekly, independent zines, blogs, reviews, how-to guides, or YouTube videos that are how-tos, anything like that, comic YouTube videos, comics and web comics, poetry, short stories, reports, essays for other courses, advocacy posters, etc., etc., etc. If you did any writing, you can pop it in here under current writing projects. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go back just a little bit and get us back to the last page where we're looking at creating a new site. Actually, let me just tab over there. Okay, so here we can X out. We don't want to do that. And we talked about naming your site. And in my next tutorial, I'll talk about selecting a theme, some options, and what else you need to do to get started with creating your page. So see me in part 3 of this tutorial.